Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Peas in a Pod with your host, me, P. Guys, we are back. We are back on the pink couch, and as you know, we are here every single Wednesday, giving you life advice, giving you guest collaboration, giving you vibes, giving you chatting. So, welcome back. If you're a regular, I love this for you. If you are new to this, I'm gonna need you to go back and watch all the other episodes so you can see where we are on the journey, and then come right back here so you can continue on this journey with us. And I love this for you too. So welcome, guys. But yes, today we are changing the energy a little bit. We're changing the tone because it's Mother's Day, guys. So happy Mother's Day to any of the mothers out there. I hope this episode is going to really kind of just encourage you, enable you to feel like you're not alone in what you're going through. And just like I always say, have a safe space to just feel vulnerable and be vulnerable. You know what I mean? Everything we talk about is honest and true and real. So yeah, I decided to bring on a very important guest, probably my most important guest that I'm ever going to bring onto the pink couch, and I love this for you guys. But I've decided to bring me mom on. My mom. I thought to myself, you know what? For all the people that don't have their moms around, probably don't have the luxury of spending Mother's Day with their mom, or probably just even just going through it with their mom at the moment, and they're kind of just feeling quite alone in that. I thought I'll share my mom with you. I feel like my mom is the best person to be vulnerable and be honest about her growth, about being a woman, about being a mom. So yeah, I feel like this is going to be a good episode, and I'm really excited. I'm excited because I'm not a mom, and I feel like I have been in a very weird space about being a mom, in a sense of, do I want kids, do I not want kids, like when would it happen, like accepting the life change and all of those things. And I feel like I've never really had a conversation, like an intentional conversation about, you know, what it actually takes to be a mom, to really understand if that is something that I want. So I think it's going to be really good for me as well. So yes, guys, like I said, different vibe, different tone. However, we're planting seeds as usual. And I love this for you guys. So get comfortable, all my mothers, and if you're not a mother as well, get comfortable. And yeah, let's go chop it up with Sister J.
Oh, I love this for you.
So what's been the best part of being a mom, or being our mom?
being being okay, that makes it more specific. The best part is watching the growth, seeing that I've been blessed with a couple of children, and that you guys have and are still growing and coming through your life, and that I was trusted, I think, with the two of you. Being a mum is not easy, and I would not say that it's been a laugh a minute, but seeing the process, seeing the growth, and seeing the fact that yeah, that you guys, you're doing all right. Thank God for that.
Yeah, yay. So obviously you said that being a mom isn't easy. It's funny because I was with one of my tutors the other day, and I think she was having a day. I think she was having a moment, and she just went, "Having kids is like having a disability." Because I think she needed to get some stuff done, and then like one kid was off sick, and then the other kid needed this, and she just was having a moment. So has there been any times where you've literally just felt like, I'm done?
Many, many. I remember when I was when I was 23 when I had you, and I was studying at the time, and I remember I tried to do an assignment, and you would not let me put you down, and I had you in the sling whilst doing the assignment. Everywhere I had to go, I just put you down. You'd be starting, and I just wanted. I couldn't imagine what it was like to get through this stage with you not crying, because so I don't know, I would never describe having a child as a disability, but I would say that there are times where you feel like you're trapped and there's no choice.
Yeah.
Like moms, it's the mom that mainly the children want.
Yeah.
It's you know, even from the place of breastfeeding, you're reliant on mom.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that it's the mom that changes the shape.
Yeah.
And has to cope with all the stuff after, the feeling low sometimes, the feeling of how do I do this? It is the mom. Dads play a very major role, and I would not take that away. But listen to me.
I feel like that's what scares me about having kids, the fact that there is like you said, like you do kind of lose quite a lot of your freedom. And I think obviously because of the way that I am, and I've gone so long without having kids, so I'm quite used to just doing what I want when I want. I think that feeling of all of a sudden knowing that that's potentially going to get taken away from me is quite overwhelming.
But when I look at it now, it is a sacrifice, and I think people have to kind of think, well, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I just knew I wanted it.
Yeah.
I was like, I need that pie, and I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to eat it. You know, I would just say that, you know, pray on that. Let God help you with the sacrifice, because anything that you're going to do where it becomes an amalgamation of another requires you to let go of what you have been doing previously. So this cannot go in, oh, you know, I'm gonna lose it. You can't go in with that. You're gonna have to have some level of kind of renegotiating of yourself and saying, I'm okay, I know I'm gonna lose this, but what am I gaining?
Like it's worth it,
because that's the beauty, isn't it? I gained you for 8 years before Darius came. I gained you, and that was just a whole different episode of life. You taught me a lot. You stretched me. You enabled me to want to do things that I'd never ever considered that I would want to do. Wow. I wanted to drive. I wanted to now become the woman that I believe God needed me to be. You were there looking at me and saying, it's time.
But yeah, I did all that.
Listen, because I needed to provide. I needed to ensure that you were going to be safe and well. And there was no way on this earth. I'd lost a child already. I had been assaulted on the bus when I got pregnant with you. And so there was a chance that I could have lost you. So there was nothing on this earth that was going to stop me from being able to provide. So I was working, I mean, I was striving through this really, but so that's why I was studying and
Well, it sounds like he was doing a lot then when I came along. And obviously we spoke about a lot on the pod about like being in survival mode, and obviously I've recognised that that's something that I have been in for a very long time myself, obviously not because of kids, from work, and just kind of, and not knowing how to do it any differently. Do you feel like you was in survival mode when you first kind of had me? If you was kind of doing your studying, you was finding yourself, like what did that look like for you? Was it survival mode, or do you feel like you kind of just had it
I
under
didn't
control?
have a mom. Nobody told me how to do this.
it.
So I was working from a space of remember, I'm working from a deficient place already because my mom had passed when I was 6. So I have no experience. But remember now, I'm thinking of the place where I want to be loved. So that's where my starting point is with the baby. I want to give you what I never had. So that already would suggest that I'm going to have to really do a great flipping job. So I'm going to have to work really hard to ensure, because there's a lot that I didn't have. I've grown up without. So I'm going to ensure that it's on point. So, Do
you ever feel like you had to go above and beyond to ensure that you was providing that safety and that
Oh, most definitely.
Really?
But I was young, and I believe I had it. I believe I had the spice in me to be able to do it.
Not the spice. I love that for you.
Had some spice. Well, yeah.
No, you had the spice. You still got a little bit of it now.
Yeah, I had something in me that was driving me forward to ensure. And I don't think you as a baby would have it any other way anyway, because you were so nuff. You was just...
Some things just don't
change at all. You were very, very... You required that love. You required that, you know, you wouldn't sleep for long. You were like a 20-minute nap baby, and you'd always be like, your hands would always be like this. You just walk in the room. You would always be alert, ready for action. Just, what we're doing today. That was something that we always, you know, what we're doing today, Mom, where we're going today. And I filled your world with activities. We would go swimming. You were swimming by the age of 2. You was chatting very early. I remember.
Was I? You earlier than normal kids?
You had a lot to say, even if you wasn't full language. You were.
I needed to get it out. Get it out.
Definitely. And you were into everything, music. We lived in a small flat, so needed to get you out. So we were at the park. We were everywhere. And so I believe that I was trying to fulfill what I thought was the right thing. Really and truly, I could have kept my ass a little bit more quiet.
It's crazy because you say all of this, and now as an adult, and I think I would agree, I still crave that excitement. I still wake up thinking,
I'm so sorry.
What are we going to do today? I still want to go out all the time with him. Like, if we're in the house for too long, I start to like spaz out, don't I?
Yes, I'm so sorry. It's all my fault. I take responsibility.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Who said that the initial experience of a child's parenting practices do not impact you?
Oh, they definitely do. Oh my gosh.
Like, so your busyness is definitely from a place of and I also needed to I was fulfilling the role of a mom, but I was doing it from a place of I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm doing the best that I can. And it's only when I got to Darius, who is completely different. So much more laid back, so much. I'm not even leaving my house if I don't have to. Child.
So was you not as excitable with him as you was with me?
I was more settled. I had qualified as a social worker. I was feeling more with it. Not where I am now, but more settled in my life. I had studied, I had done the things, you know, I often say to people that, you know, I got massages through my pregnancy with Darius. That's the place I was at in my life.
So it's different.
He's just come from a place of calm. And a bit more contentment.
So basically it does make a difference then, the space that you're in when you have children. And I think when you do look at your children and see certain things in them, I guess you then have to do kind of evaluate
self-searching.
Where was I at?
Because I believe sometimes when we've had conversations about anxiousness, I was anxious with you. Remember, Dior had died. Somebody had tried to did assault me with you in my... I was already walking around with you in my womb, wondering if you were going to survive.
Wow, that must have been like some serious anxiety then.
Well, now I understand, coming from a professional point of view, that you would have experienced that anxiety as well. And that explains a lot of that. Like, what's going to happen now?
I feel like I feel a lot of anxiety when I sit still. I recently went on a break from the pod, and it was hard. It was hard to stop. It was hard to get quiet. It was hard to be still. It was hard to not feel like I'm in control of whatever it is that I put down. And I think I'm in a space at the moment where I'm really trying to understand why I'm like that and where that that comes from, because I feel like I've always had that in me. Like, obviously, like what we said, like I'm very busy. Like when I wake up, the first thing I do is jump out of bed and I'm like, what we doing? And, you know, I've always been in the performance world, and I feel like that definitely helps with my needing to do all the time, because it's such an active space. And I have been really trying to do that work on myself to understand like where that comes from. So I guess it helps in
understanding,
in you being honest with you about where you've been at, and how that would have affected me. Go on.
No, that's fine.
No, go on.
That's fine.
And I was going to say, do you think there's a wrong time to have a baby?
Oh, wrong time. In my professional world, I've worked with a 12-year-old mom.
A 12-year-old mom? Wow.
I used to do teenage parents.
Yeah.
So that was definitely a wrong time.
Wrong time, yeah.
What I'm thinking of is, I don't know if it's about a wrong time, because I don't know whether there's any particular right time to do it. But I think when you're in a space with the person, particularly that God's blessed you with, and, you know, for me now, I look back, preferably in a marriage. I wouldn't, if, you know, I was given the time again, because I'd want that person to have chosen to be my helpmate, you know, and walk me through the journey, and not just, anyway, that's another story. Let's stay with the question, which is, I don't believe there is a wrong time. I think it's the situation and the circumstance. Yeah.
Obviously, you mentioned about like life partner and having the right partner. As being a mom, what would you say for us girlies? So make sure you're listening up, ladies. What should we be looking for in a man that for us to consider him to be our, I don't want to say baby daddy, father of our children, as well as life partner and husband?
I would say somebody who's going to be able to sacrifice and be able to choose your family first before he chooses himself. Is able to lead you guys to a space of improvement and well-being, and he's able to consistently consider, I mean, for me, it's better that it's somebody who God's hands has his heart. Has his heart, because if he doesn't have his heart, he can't have a heart for you. Or he's growing towards his heart towards God, and that therefore is able to then know what his family needs. I would say also, preferably somebody who has not got a bag of picnic them all over the
say it louder for the people in the back.
And if he has got a previous child, that he's demonstrating that he looks after that one, because if he ain't done that one, that there's nothing on the planet that's going to suggest that he'll do it with you, because he's with you right now. And somebody as well, don't make me start now, that is prepared to do work on themselves, because life is a transitional process, and that work does not always look like what people think it is. It's about reflecting, thinking to yourself, you know, what is it that I need to do to make this situation better? It's not just, you know, it's not convincing that it's you're the problem. Somebody is willing to take responsibility, and somebody who actually has considered what their life purposes as well. So if they know it's not to say they've got to have the perfect job, but they know what they want to do.
And where
they know what they want to bring to the world. And in that, they can teach you and teach your babies how to do that.
Wow. Wow, that was an answer.
Really?
I'm so sorry. That was an answer. Like I said, ladies, I hope you was listening up, because obviously, quite a few of my friends had kids quite young. So I have seen a lot of toxic relationships. I've seen a lot of toxic parenting, and I think that's another thing that has scared me in regards to having kids and knowing, like, okay, who's going to be the best person to do that with. So hearing that, don't get me wrong, it's a solid list, and I think
But not everybody's going to fulfill that. But
Yeah.
it's things that you can be considering with the partner that you're with.
Yeah.
Is that person got the, I don't believe in marrying the potential. I believe you can
That's so
actually
true.
discern and understand whether that person is going to actually make changes in their lives.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. And I think as well, I think moms that have had kids with someone and then it doesn't necessarily work out, or you kind of recognize after the kid that you probably weren't the best person, I think you've really got to give yourself grace. I think a lot of moms really beat themselves up with the fact that, oh, now I'm probably going to have another baby dad, or
but
they feel like
he might be the one
This is
that actually just nurtures you all and just loves on first baby like it's his own, because that's the growth. That's a man that's looking at you and not thinking, oh, you've been with next man, can't deal with that. Is thinking this youth needs a father, and I'm gonna be that person for him. And it takes a big man to do that.
Oh yeah,
it takes and I'm talking a big man growth to do that, to be able to father another person's child.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. Ooh, I love this for us so much. I feel like, because when I decided to do this episode, it was more so because obviously I'm getting to that point in my life where I've met the guy that I believe is my life partner. And we're thinking about settling down and moving forward in our relationship, and obviously kids is about to become a conversation, do you know what I mean? But I feel like I've had so much reservations in my life around having kids, and I don't necessarily feel like I have the best people around me to talk about that with, because like I said, I've a lot of my friends had kids quite young, and I've seen a lot of toxic relationships, so I've not really, I guess I've just kind of just buried it down and thought, you know what, when I feel like having kids, I'm gonna get this like magical feeling within me, but I feel like just these kind of conversations and these real moments really allow you to think, okay, even if it doesn't necessarily feel like this big magical moment, there are things that you can consider which kind of ease the fear a little bit, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for your honesty. We love this. We love. I told you, there's enough of mom to go around. Okay, guys. So we're now going to move on to my favorite segment, and I haven't done this in a while, so I've really been looking forward to this. We are moving on to Mythbusters. So, if you don't know what Mythbusters is basically where we find misconceptions or things that we've heard or things that we've learned over time, and we're going to basically be talking about why they are a load of rubbish, and we're going to bust them up and we're going to throw them in the bin. So, are you ready to bust up some myths, Mum? Me too. Okay, so first one. I feel like you're going to do most of the busting because it's about being a mom and I don't know anything about being a mom. So, first one. You should be able to do it all without asking for help.
Oh, foolishness.
Oh, she said, bust it up straight away.
Foolishness. Bust that one up. Just destroy it.
Yeah.
Destroy it.
Talk to me.
Because it's not feasible. It's not feasible. And only those who are talking about being strong all the time, and you know, those ones that you sit in a room and they're just like, I've got it all together. It's a lie from the pit of hell. And and the reason why I say that is because I have attempted to do it all by myself, and
how did that work out for you?
What it does is it makes you very scary to the world, because
like hard.
There you go. I would have got there. It makes you very, very unattractive, because people can't get to you, they can't reach you, and it makes you sturdy. So which man or which friend can really get to connect with you when you don't even need them? You don't need anyone.
And I think as well, the question is, who are you trying to have it all together for? Who are we trying to be strong for? And this is what I said the other day. What are we trying to prove, and who are we trying to prove it to? Because nobody's got it all together. And like Mum said, if you are posing as you are, it's a lie, because it's just not possible. It's not feasible.
No.
I like how you said that it makes you unattractive, because I think people that are trying to hold it all together or seem like they are, they really feel like they're doing something. They really feel like they're doing something.
But I think if that's what you have known, this is a learning stage to understand that. Because okay, let's say this: many people have not just chosen to do it all by themselves.
Yeah,
there would have been a reason. There would have been a reason very early on in their life that suggested that they had to. For example, my reasoning was that when my mum passed, my dad could not contain me emotionally, and was suggesting that I go to another country to get that containment from my grandma. That told me, don't have emotions. Keep your shit together. And that was me at 6. So if you're learning, I've been holding that with that message. It wasn't that I knew I was doing it. I just had given that message. It was a very clear boundary, because I didn't want to leave what I knew. So holding it together meant keeping feelings down, keeping everything going, trying to be as happy as possible, all the time. I remember I used to really struggle with severe period pains. The pain was immense, and I would pretend that I was fine. I would pretend that I was fine, and it was only when I just couldn't hold it anymore, because I thought something was happening. It felt like somebody had a knife in me every month and was cutting me open.
And that was all down to the emotional state of trying to be
okay, because I didn't want to upset my dad. I didn't want. Ultimately, I wanted to just be the girl that could be okay, and that my dad didn't have to make any decisions around needing to do anything for me.
And then you just basically adopted that
into
being a mom, a working woman, a partner.
Yeah.
Oh, you must have been tired though.
My tiredness caught up with me much later in life.
Do you feel like it was just your normal?
Very much so.
Yeah, so you didn't even recognise it until... Or when did you recognise it, that that was what was affecting you?
It's really, really, really strange, but it wasn't until I had what I would describe a breakdown in my emotional well-being, and that was 2015. And I remember feeling really exhausted all the time, and thinking, I remember at the time I was working with children and families, and I remember going to either do an assessment or whatever, and I remember thinking, I hope the family's not in. And sitting outside thinking, God, praise they're not in. Which is really unsafe. I wasn't safe. I wasn't a safe practitioner. And I remember just thinking, I can't do it. And I'd gone to a flat to do this, to meet this family. And I was trying to negotiate opening the door and speaking at the intercom at the time. And I couldn't do, the woman was saying, it's open now. And I'm like, it was the weirdest thing. I couldn't negotiate. I was like, what the hell? It was like I was losing the ability to coincide with what I was supposed to do and my brain. And the very next day I'd gone to a meeting and the whole of the side of my body, the left side of my body, would not move.
Oh
I
my
was in the
gosh.
meeting. I was the one that would always be telling everybody about themselves in the meeting. And I went to speak and no words came out.
Oh my gosh. That survival mode will do it.
Yeah.
It
My
will
top
do
body
it.
totally froze on me. I had to go to the hospital. Yeah.
Wow. And this is the
So
thing, guys.
so having it together, yeah.
And I think we really need to like take this in, because obviously my thing has been, I've been in survival mode. I've been trying to hold it all together. Obviously I burnt out and had to take a break. But I think we really need to understand, like, it's not just about, oh, you know, if I stay in this space, I'm just going to get a little bit tired. Like, real life threatening things can happen if you don't really listen to your body and really take care of you and stop trying to power through and have it all together and fight for your life. Like mum said, it's not cute, but it can also really make you sick. So I really hope that people are really hearing this one. Like, you do not have to have it all together at all. And there's nothing wrong with asking for help.
Yeah, but you've got to have the people around you that are going to
and I
help.
understand
Because that's the other side to it. People will not just have it together because they want to have it together. It's because everybody around them continues.
They've got no choice.
They've met the people that they probably gave the message earlier on in life. They've met them in their adulthood. They've met them in their friendships. They've met them in their adulthood, in relationships. And it's just affirmed the information consistently. Given that information over and over again. Keep going, keep going, keep going. You can do this. You're strong. I love you. Yeah, man. Love that strong black woman. All of that foolishness. They've just met those people. On subconscious. It's not a conscious thing. You carry on in that mode until something gives.
Yeah. Guys, you don't have to have it all together. Honestly, you really don't. So you should have it all together without asking for help. We are busting it up and we're throwing it in the bin. Okay, next one. Taking mental breaks from your kids means you're a bad mom.
Foolishness. No, we're busting that one up. It's completely necessary.
Taking mental breaks from your kids.
Just taking breaks, about mental breaks, just breaks, having the opportunity to go out and have a little groove or eat a meal or spend some time with some friends, have a date night, hopefully with your husband or your partner, and just be cute, go shopping, not to buy things for the children, but for yourself. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So
I think a lot of moms struggle with that.
We're putting that in the trash.
The bin. Yeah. I think a lot of moms struggle with that because obviously when I was working at Shore Trust, I used to get a lot of moms, and I feel like their whole world had become, their kids had become their whole world, and all they kind of identified was being a mom and didn't know how to detach from that or felt like that was okay to do.
Yeah, definitely.
What would you say to those moms that are kind of in that space of being a mom's just taking over my whole entire life and I don't know nothing else?
I would say when you learn to love you, you then can love them better. And loving you requires you to look after yourself.
So take the break, sis. Leave the kids with their dad or whoever's around and go and take the break. I told you guys the other day that I booked a hotel by myself for 2 days and just went to lie down in there. Maybe we need to start doing more stuff like that, literally, especially if you've got the money to do it. Okay, last one then. Having a baby will fix a relationship or marriage.
No, absolute trollop.
We're busting
that one up as well. No, it won't.
I've heard that having a baby just enhances who you and your partner are. So if you're already in a bad space, obviously I don't know if this is true, so tell me. If you guys are already kind of in a rocky space and then have a kid, it will enhance that. Or if you're in a good space, it will enhance that. Is that true?
All I'm saying is having a child requires work. So if you are in a bad place and you are unable to communicate or unable to have it together within you, you know, I'm not talking about perfection, I'm just talking about you just working on a rhythm, then the child will come, and mom particularly is going to require to be doing more so the stuff that, and so where are you going to get time to mend and support each other, because it's tiring and you don't get sleep for a little while and it's tiring. So my recommendation for that is, like we said, there's no perfect time, but consider when, if it's the right, if you're doing it to enhance your relationship, you're doing it because you want to extend your family, you want to offer, you know, you're bringing another child into the world, your family's growing, you just want a little mini, and there's that cuteness, a little mini us, you know, they don't stay mini for long, but a little mini us, we want to just love on that baby. We want that love that we've got to go into that, you know.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, like I said, I have grown up around a lot of girlies that have had babies, and I don't think I've ever seen a relationship be
Flourish.
fixed because a baby's come onto the scene. I feel like it literally has just added pressure and just highlighted, you know,
because even the best of relationships who have children, it will add pressure.
Yeah,
because
I
it's
can
work.
imagine.
Yeah,
I can
this
imagine.
beautiful baby that comes along is requiring you to nurture him or her, and so
yeah. So guys, a baby will not fix your marriage or relationship, so we are busting it up and we are throwing it in the bin. What's that Bashment song? Picking out all me again. See it there?
I'm not aware of that one, but yes, that's definitely my motto. Picking out all me again.
No, it's not Olin. It's not Olin. So, question that I've been wanting to ask you for a while, and this is a personal one now, this ain't even got anything to do with the pod. Do you or have you felt disheartened or concerned at the fact that I haven't had kids yet? Because obviously I know a lot of, you know, girls deal with that pressure of family expecting, you know, them to have a kid or on constantly asking, you know, when they get to a certain age, when's it going to happen and stuff like that. Has that ever been?
I haven't felt disappointed. I think I've known who you are, Paris, for a very long time. So I know when you do it, it's going to be because you want to. There's been times where I've thought, oh, I just wouldn't mind a month. I wouldn't mind seeing my baby, you know, when I say my baby, I know it's not mine, but it's mine. And having that opportunity to love on a grandbaby. But I'm cool with it. And I think you'll do it when you're ready.
Yeah.
When you and I are ready, you'll do it.
Are you ready to be a grandma? Because I feel like you're really getting your groove back and you're really outside having a good time. You got your new husband, you're living your life. Are you ready for me to phone you and be like, Sister J, I need to go out. Can you come and have a little man?
Actually, I think we would. Not every week because we've got things to do. We've got, you know, my husband was saying that, you know, about traveling, you know, we want to do those things.
Yeah.
So I can't say that. But you guys have got dreams as well. Yeah. So that may consist of different areas, whatever location, whatever.
Yeah.
So reality is that I will want to be there.
Yeah. I feel like you'd be an amazing grandma. I actually feel like I would be jealous of the kid because I feel like the kid's probably going to be getting more love and attention than me. But I think you'd be an amazing grandparent, and I genuinely look forward to gracing you with that. And like you said, just in time, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, in time. But I'm glad that you don't feel disheartened or anything like that. Because
no, I do. I mean, I have my moments. We talked about it only last week, both of us, about what that might look like. And I thought maybe Darius might be a dad before you.
Really?
I do. You know, I feel like I
can see that.
I can see that. Yeah.
I feel like I can see that.
But in God's time, that's all it is about. Yeah.
And God knows His daughter, and He knows that I am still too excitable, too busy to do all that just yet. So yeah. Okie dokie. So we are moving on to another segment. The segment that you all know and love, which is called the Uncomfortable Comfy Corner. Are you ready to get uncomfortable?
I don't know if I'm ready to become uncomfortable, but
it's a safe space.
Okay.
Are you feeling comfy?
I am.
Yeah.
Let me just adjust this.
Okay, so Uncomfortable Comfy Corner is basically the segment where we ask our guests uncomfortable-ish questions, and they can either answer the question, they can either pass if it's too uncomfortable, or they can spin the question and then I have to answer the question myself. Like I said, this is a safe space because it's mummy on the couch. We're going to take it easy. Oh, you don't want me to take it easy because we can go there.
We can go there.
Oh, we can go there
because yeah.
I feel like mom's pretty good with uncomfortable conversations. I feel like it's what you do, it's what you're about, and you know how to hold the space when those things happen. So you'll be fine. So uncomfortable comfy corner. So you know what you're doing. Answer, pass, or spin. Yeah?
Okay, yeah.
Answer, pass, or spin. Okay, so first one. What's something you wish you could change about your relationship with your children?
Or both of them?
Well, you could do just me. Yeah, just do just me, because Doris in here.
I'll spin.
Oh, I feel like I never expect anybody to spin on me, and it really takes me by surprise. What was the question? Oh, I'm sweating. Oh my God, I thought I was okay with the uncomfortable questions. Okay, what would I change about our relationship? I think I would like for us to hang out more. I think I don't see you a lot. And I think when I do, it's always with everybody. I feel like it's been a while since we have just locked in, just me and you, because we used to do like little dates together where we used to kind of just have our moment. I feel like it's been a long time since we've really had that. And I think I would like to start doing that more. I've realised, obviously, you know, we're all getting older. I don't know why I feel emotional. God, I didn't know the uncomfortable corner was going to get uncomfortable for me. Obviously, we're getting older, and I am starting to feel like, you know, I don't want to miss anything. I don't want to regret anything. Obviously, I've already lost a parent. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, God's graced me with a stepdad, which is amazing. But you know, you're the last one that's really mine. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like as time's going on, I'm really recognizing that I want to connect with you more. And I think that's why I wanted to play that game in the beginning, because I thought, how well do we really know each other? Do you know what I mean? Like, where are we kind of at? So I think that's something that I would change with us.
And I would
now.
agree.
You agree?
I would agree. And that's what I was thinking, but I thought it, yeah.
Thought I didn't want to hang out with you? Really? No, definitely. I feel like, you know, like you said, we've grown so much. We're both very different.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that you don't want to. I just think whether the want is enough.
Yeah. to actually make it happen. Yeah. No, I hear you. But that is something that I have been going back and forth with myself as like, obviously this is what you're feeling, this is what you're recognizing. It's not just on one person to make that happen. So I have to also make sure that I am active in doing that as well. Do you know what I mean? As opposed to it just being like an expectation thing. So yeah, no, I'd love to hang out with you more. Like I said, we're very different now, and I feel like I want to get to know you again. It's weird. Like I feel like I want you to get to know me again. So yeah, definitely that would be what I would change. Yeah, Hispanic. Love that for you. Okay. What's something about my personality that reminds you most of yourself?
I think my earlier self, my previous self, in the sense of younger. Why use so many words? Sorry. My younger self. Yeah. I think the fact that you just keep going, you don't know how to relax your skin.
Oh, in regards to like my busyness. Oh, was you like that then? Was you quite a busybody?
It wasn't that I was busy as a young person, but when I had you, I became extremely busy.
Okay.
I had to feel.
So obviously you've mentioned that was like not necessarily a positive, the whole like busybody thing. So do you feel like that's something that you kind of see in me and think, oh, I wish that she didn't get that?
Well, I've said it to you before that I believe that stemmed from me, but wish that you didn't get it. I don't know. I think you can grow through it. So it's a learning experience, and I'll always keep affirming to you that it's okay to be still. It's okay to rest. It's okay to not do. So I think I can assist you in reminding you of that.
Yeah, and I feel like it helps.
Which nobody did that for me. So.
And like you said, you want to give us what you didn't have, and you really do that for me, and it does help. I feel like hearing you say it, I don't know why it makes it feel safer to do it, as opposed to when I'm just trying to tell myself, just relax. But I think hearing mum say it's okay just makes it feel so different. And I guess now that I'm saying that, my heart really goes out to the people that don't have the parents to say to them at this point in their life, it's okay. Because as an adult, you just feel like you've just got to hold it. Do you know what I mean? So to have, I'm very blessed to have you still around, still present enough to recognize things in me and be able to come and kind of still do that thing that you would do with a little kid and hold them and say, no, it's okay. Like, it's okay. Do you know what I mean? So I really appreciate that when you do let me know that it's safe to slow down, because it's a big thing for me. It's a big thing. So I love that. Okay, then. What's one thing you would have told your younger self that you want to make sure I hear?
It doesn't matter what people think.
Oh, that one hit me in my chest. Oh my gosh. Because you know that I really care about not what people think, but obviously I'm a people pleaser and I think about what people think and want to always ensure that whatever people are thinking is good things about me. And I feel like I kind of manipulate who I am to get that from people. So yeah, that one, I needed to hear that. If that's what you was telling your younger self, I needed to hear that. Definitely. Do you feel like now that you're older, you have you like embodied that, like you don't really care what anyone thinks?
Less, but it's still a work in progress. You don't just arrive there I'm now in my 50s, and I'm thinking, I'm reflective more, and I'm asking myself questions, but there's still parts of me that, yeah, definitely.
It's a journey, isn't it? It's a journey. Guys, I'm a recovering people pleaser. I'm trying so hard, but it's a journey. It really is. Okay then. Last one then. If you could go back in time, would you have waited longer to have kids, or do you feel like it happened at the right time? Because you had kids quite young, didn't you? Or do you feel like it was quite young? I just said that like, do you feel like it was quite young? I think that is because when I think back to, because how old were you when you had your first kid? 21. Like when I think back to me being 21,
Yeah.
I was a baby.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Okay. There's two aspects to that. So remember where I'm coming from. I've lost a mom.
Yeah.
I'm wanting to give what I've not had.
Yeah.
So it does not look like, when I look back, that it was the wrong decision at all, because I was responding from that space.
Yeah.
But of course, I didn't have no money.
Yeah.
I had no job.
Yeah.
Well, I had a job, but no job. I didn't have a career.
Yeah.
I was just digging my way through life. So yeah. But I don't know if I would, I don't know how old I would have been.
Yeah. So you feel like the way that your life has kind of just gone, it worked.
Well, it was already ordained, really. It was
Well, there
already
you
going to
go.
be that way. So,
like I always say, we have our plans, but God has His.
yeah.
Well, thanks for that. You didn't get uncomfortable at all. I feel like I got more uncomfortable than than you did. But like I said, Mum knows how to hold the space. Thank you so much for coming, Mum. I've really enjoyed this. How have you found it?
It's better than I thought it would be.
Really? Because I know you was a bit nervous, wasn't you?
Yeah, because I'm not nervous about who I am, but I'm nervous about whether it would come over well enough in this.
Yeah. No, you've done amazing. And I really appreciate you coming on and being real and being authentic, because that's what it's about, guys. And I think one thing I want to close with, being authentic, is by saying, as much as you see me and Mum sitting here having a giggle, keeping it real, we've been on our journey, haven't we? We've been on our journey and we've had our moments. And I think one thing I would say is, look at this and see this as hope that things can change. Mother-daughter relationships are not easy. But, like what Mum said in the beginning, doing the work, forgiveness is a really big thing. Acknowledging yourself and your ways as well as the other person. You guys can flip it. You guys can flip it, and I didn't think I'd be able to say that at a point in my life, but now we're here, and I can really see what God has done individually and together.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, absolutely.
I would say the one thing that has been the thing that has maintained a grounding for me as a parent was that I knew in all of the mess, and there was mess, that I was meant to love you. And I can remember us having conversations about when things were very, very awful, and I would just, and I really believe God was saying to me, text her and tell her that you love her. And I'm thinking, but I can't stand her. But I would do it
anyway.
And because deep beyond all that pain and that distress and that feeling of, I can't believe, what have I done to make all this happen, there was love.
Absolutely. And I think even amongst the pain, I still felt the love. I don't think I've ever not felt it. So I think I want to say thank you for loving me through. I thought we were going to cry. Thank you for loving me through the good and the bad. Because I know that I've been hard sometimes. And I know that I've really pushed you to your limits and really tested you. And I'm very aware of who I have been. And I think that's why I really want to now move forward with really getting to know you now and you really getting to know me, because I feel like I'm better now. And I feel like I'm better for you now. And I thank you for being patient with me through my kerfuffle and my growing pains. And still being, open and willing to support me and just be there for me and help me grow even more. So yeah, I love you.
Love you too.
I didn't think I was gonna cry today, but no, Mum. Honestly, it's been great. What's a bit of advice that you're gonna give our?
Okay, I want to say something
gang.
that may be really foreign to you at this point, and in the deep distress of uncertain relationships, of not feeling good within yourself, your self-confidence is low. I would say to you that there is a very, very central Jesus, and I'm being very particular here, that has a heart for you and really wants to get to know you. And that sounds really weird because you're just like, oh, he died on the cross and he was all over and he was really, really Christian. But I'm talking about being personally seen much more than you would ever be seen by anyone. No man, no child, no mother, no father, that sees all of that. And you can have a moment where you decide, you know what, I need something more than just what I'm doing, the striving, the crisp clothes, the dances, the job, the big car, everything. There's something about your heart being nurtured and cared for. And that can only happen. That's the best parent. Yeah. We do it because we've had you, but there's a better parent that actually will nurture you in the darkest of your moments. And I would say give him a try, because that's my dad. My parents have passed and they did whatever they could to do it, but really and truly I was just a very broken little girl who had children and then nearly broke them. But I've recovered slowly but surely, and recovering still, with that love, that additional love. So that's what I would say.
Thank you, mums. I hope you got all of that, because that's some real shit there.
It will help you to love yourself, most
Absolutely,
definitely.
and that's the main thing, guys. Like I said, I meet a lot of mums that feel like their whole life is just being a mum, and you are so much more than that. Do you know what I mean? Being a mum is a very amazing thing and such a blessing, but you are you before anything. Do you know what I mean? And like Mum says, God is going to recognize you before anything. Do you know what I mean?
And stush you up.
Yeah, and stush you up. Like Mum
There's
already
a
said
cuteness that you just won't find in Mac.
There we go.
Or L'Oreal.
Yeah. She said it. This is why Mum's skin look like milk. Okay?
And there is no makeup.
Not at all. So yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this Mother's Day special. As you know, we're here every Wednesday, so make sure you lock in. Like, comment, subscribe, let us know what you thought of the episode, and enjoy the rest of your week.